to cover for the exam perspective. Okay, so do watch the video. Hello everyone, how are you? I hope you're all doing great, and I know that you all are patiently waiting for your result, the June exam. Actually, whatever happened just happened. It was past. Now all you have to get ready for the December cycle. So just get up and start preparing. And before starting anything, you all have to take a look that what is the syllabus. You all know and everybody knows that English literature syllabus is vast. I mean, it's huge. There are lot of quantity that you all have to cover. Nobody can miss even a small thing, and this thing you have realized in June cycle. Whether it's minor or major, everything you have to cover. So as you can see here, I have brought the on the basis of the analysis that what we have faced recently, deep level detailing of the syllabus, and unit wise we will break down that what topic and the not only the major one but the lesser known topic we will see and try to cover for the exam perspective. Okay, so do watch the video. And before starting the class, I would like to request you to all of you who are watching, whether it's for first time or already, do subscribe and share to more and more students so that they can also watch and prepare accordingly. With this, let's start. Okay. Thank you so much. So before going to the class, here the most important thing that all you should know is ages in English literature. Like what are the specific ages, and that ages, what were the major incident, major characteristics that took place between those ages you have to cover and must of get familiar. So here you can see everybody, you know that English started with the invasion of Anglo-Saxon people. Anglo, Jute, and Saxon, the people combinedly known as Anglo-Saxon, which is also known as Old English. That the time period was 450 to 1066 AD. And what was the major characteristics of this age? So you have French influence and chivalric romances. The writer of this age particularly wrote or based on these characteristics. The major incident was took here Anglo-Saxon conquest, how they conquered everything and then they started spreading their kingdom. After that, they got defeated by the Anglo-Norman, and this started with 1066, the age. Middle English age you have started from this Middle English age. Here, the characteristics were religious writings, morality plays, and the major incident, the most important incident event took place in this age, Black Death. It was related to some pandemic happened here. Around the date was like 1343 to 1353, I guess. You can check the date. Black Death related to some type of pandemic happened, and peasants revolt. Very important question made on this peasants revolt. After that, you have a Middle English age. Middle English age, the characteristics you have humanism and Elizabethan drama started from this Reformation. And then you have the Renaissance, Reformation again, Glorious Revolution, and Age of Enlightenment. This is all you have to remember about the particular age characteristics. Augustan age or Neoclassical age, you know that Augustan age, it was the writer who Alexander Pope. Neoclassical age you have, then it is also the characteristics of Enlightenment. The age of sensibility, which is also known as pre-romantic age, 1745 to 1798 you have, and here the incident took place, American Revolution. American Revolution. Then you have the romantic age, The characteristics of romantic age, you all know: imagination, individualism, nature, French Revolution and Industrial Revolution. Then you have Victorian age. The Edwardian age, 1901 to 1910, happened. The characteristics were morality and social reformation. Again, industrial revolution were prevailing in this age. So you all have to remember this. Then you have Georgian age. It is also known as transition realism. Here you will see poetry versus modernity. And then you have in the modern age, the characteristics of the modern age was experimentation, experiment around World War II. And then after modern age, the postmodern age till present, you can say, started, and now it's running. So you all have to cover from Anglo-Saxon till postmodern age. The writers from that era till now, the one who have passed and the one who is coming and writing their work, you all have to study this much. That is why everybody said that English syllabus is vast. It's huge. This was the problem that NTA, I think he is also the NTA is also confused. That's why they are not clearing that what should they put in the specific detailing of UGC Net English Literature syllabus. That's why they have just given this. They have just given this. Unit 1, you have to cover drama. Unit 2, poetry. Unit 3, fiction and short stories. Unit 4, you have non-fictional prose. Unit 5, you have language, basic concepts, theories and pedagogy. Unit 6, you have English in India. Now it's becoming very huge and vast. You all are already know. History, evolution and futures. Unit 7, you have cultural studies. Unit 8, you have literary criticism. Unit 9, literary theory post World War II. Unit 10, research methods and materials in English. This is what you got. There is no specification of anything. So what do you find out about this? What is going to what which part of this syllabus we are going to cover? No idea. That's why the English literature students are always in confused situations that what they should prepare, what should they study, how much the content of the syllabus they should prepare for the exam. And this is what happened in June that all we all experienced. Now everybody knows that in drama, what thing you have to cover from very beginning, that is history till postmodern. After that, you have poetry, fiction, short stories. They have not cleared anything. So whatever the content you are having in this syllabus, if you have any book, you all have to study. Do not leave anything. Do not leave anything. Don't repeat the same mistake you have done in June exam. The major topics actually and the most confusing topics that the students are facing: literary criticism, cultural studies, English in India, literary theory post World War II. Here literary theory, there is no mention that they have to cover the literary theory post World War II only or before that. Here it is written post World War, that means after. Then research method and materials in English. And language, basic concepts, theories, pedagogy, everything. Now you can see that how much of these content you are facing and having in your exam. So that's why I try my best to give you an overview that you from June what we have faced. December is coming and we do not repeat the same mistake so that we can clear our net at once. Okay. But all these topics are very, very important, especially the cultural studies, literary criticism, literary theory, drama, non-fictional prose, this topic, English in India. There is nothing to left. So here, now I am going to highlight the unit-wise breakdown of the syllabus that you all have to cover. So here you can see Unit 1 drama starting. First thing, you have to go the origins of drama, how drama started, what was the purpose, what was the situation, circumstances, and who were the people that started. So in this, the thing that you have to cover, Greek tragedy started. In this, Sophocles, Euripides, Aristophanes. Do not miss anything. Roman drama, Seneca, Plautus, Terence. Sanskrit drama, you have Bhasa and Kalidas. Medieval mystery and morality plays. These were related to the origins of drama, how drama started. I have tried my best so that you can get an overview that what you have to cover and from where, the basic thing from where you have to start. Drama, if this topic is started, that doesn't mean we can start writing with drama, the biggest drama that Hamlet we are going to waiting for Godot, and the major topics you can cover and leave everything. No, from the very basic, how drama started, how drama originated, what was the purpose, significance, why people started this. So you all have to start from that. From the very beginning, I'm telling you that covering history of English literature is very, very important. History of English literature. While you when you cover now, you will get to know about everything about drama. Everything about drama. After that, drama does not end here, but British drama. In that, Elizabethan, most important, Jacobean drama, Shakespeare, Marlowe, Webster, Ben Jonson. These are the dramatists you have to cover. Apart from these major writers, the minor writers who are lesser known but their question appears in the exam. I will make a separate video on only when where I will cover the minor writers of each ages, especially the English, British. So here, now you understand now? Restoration comedy, the writer you have Etheridge, Congreve, Wycherley. 18th century drama you have Sheridan, Goldsmith. Victorian era drama you have Oscar Wilde, G.B. Shaw. Modern dramatist you know T.S. Eliot, Harold Pinter, Samuel Beckett, John Osborne. We all know about them. But our focus was only on the major one. But from now, after this, we all have to focus on the lesser known writers also. Okay, so this is what I wanted to explain you. Now you have after British drama, American drama, Eugene O'Neill, Arthur Miller, Tennessee Williams, Augustin Wilson, Lauren Hansberry. Next you have Indian drama. We have Rabindranath Tagore. The work he given us was Chitra, the post office. These are the drama work by Rabindranath Tagore. You must remember. Girish Karnar, very popular and important. Hai Vadna. Mahesh Dattani, Final Solutions, Dance Like a Man. These are the Indian dramatists. Apart from this, we will know the lesser known also. So stay tuned and subscribe the channel, and also to get the latest post info, you have to press the bell icon. Next, you have world drama. After British, American, Indian, you have to go to the world drama, that is post-colonial drama, Wole Soyinka, Ngugi wa Thiong'o, Athol Fugard, lesser known writer. After in drama, while covering the drama topic, what thing that you have to cover is forms and elements of drama. That is tragedy, comedy, tragic comedy, absurd theater. Chorus you have soliloquy, aside, catharsis, unities, realism, naturalism, epic theater, poor theater, everything. These are the elements and forms of drama. And here are the topic that you should not miss: Greek and Roman drama, deep into Euripides, Aristophanes, and Seneca. Less known restoration dramatists that you have George Etheridge and Thomas Otway. Post-colonial and Black British drama you have Wole Soyinka and August Wilson. Feminist drama you have political theatre Carol Churchill and Dario Fo. Dramatic monologues and meta theatre. These are also very important. So now you can see these are the important writers, lesser known writers that you all have to cover. We won't miss anything. We will find out from anywhere. This was the topic that you should not miss from the Unit 1 drama. Okay? Unit 1 drama. I hope this video is helpful for you. I will share the PDF on the Telegram channel. If any of you want, you can simply join the Telegram channel. Now you have Unit 2 poetry. Types of poetry you have, that is lyric poetry, narrative poetry, epic poetry, dramatic poetry, elegy, ode, sonnet, ballad. These are the types of poetry. Now you have classical and medieval poetry. Which poetry falls in this category? Which type of poetry? What are the forms of poetry? So this is all you have to remember. Classical and medieval poetry have the writers Chaucer and other poets of his age. Chaucer and other poets of Chaucer's age. Beowulf, the writer is unknown. That's why Beowulf, the work is mentioned here. And other Anglo-Norman poets. Langland, alliterative revival, and new court poets. British poetry now you have everybody. British poetry have to cover Renaissance, Sydney, and Spencer. Everything about them, not only the major work. Metaphysical, Donne, Herbert, Marvell, and Vaughan. The less common one, this writer. Neoclassical, you have Dryden and Alexander Pope. Romantic, you have Wordsworth, Coleridge, Keats, Byron, Shelley. Victorian, you have Tennyson, Browning, Arnold. Modernist, you have from poetry, these are the poets. Modernist, you have Eliot, Yeats, Auden. Yeats' work always falls in chronology questions, majorly chronology or one-liner questions. Contemporary, you have Carroll and Duffy and Simon Armitage. Contemporary poets. American poetry you have to cover Walt Whitman, important, Dickinson, Robert Frost, Langston Hughes, Sylvia Plath, Annie Sexton, and Maya Angelou. American poetry you have to cover them. Indian English poetry A.K. Ramanujan, Nizam Ezekiel, Kamla Das, Jayant Mahapatra, Henry Thoreau. There are many. English syllabus is, I think, going to be a very huge. There are a lot of content now you all have to cover, whether it's a drama, poetry, novel, language specific, because we all know that India has its own history regarding English literature. So there are two history you have to cover. The first one, the origin of English, the history of English first, to cover everything. And the second thing you have to cover, the history of Indian English literature. history of Indian English literature, that how English started in India and what was the significant circumstances, situation, who are the people who brought here, and who are the supporters, who are the writers who started writing in English, supported English. So these are the Indian history about English literature. So if you cover this, if you see this video now, you will definitely, if you go through this video, the content which is mentioned here, you will definitely crack your net once. The technique, now you have a rhyme. Techniques in poetry, you all have to cover here. Rhyme, we have meter, diction, alliteration, caesura, enjambment, imagery. These are, and there are many more that falls in the types of or techniques of poetry that we have to cover. Now that we have the lesser known poets and the lesser known content syllabus that have to obscure romantic poets. Charlotte Smith, Mary Robinson. Contemporary Indian English poets, we have Meena Alexander, Ranjit Hoskote. Postmodern and experimental poetry, you have language poets. Prosody and scansion, you have advanced metrical analysis. Now, Unit 3, we have fiction, novel, and short story. Early fiction. Fiction, the writers who wrote while allegory fiction, picaresque, Bildungsroman, Don Quixote, you all know. British novel, you have fiction stories, 18th century Fielding, Richardson, Sterne. 19th century Dickens, Thackeray, Austen, Brontes, and Hardy. 20th century, you have Virginia Woolf, Joyce, James Joyce, George Orwell, Forster, Green, Golding. British novel, these are so very, very important. After that, we have American fiction, Melville, Hawthorne, Mark Twain. Fitzgerald, Hemingway, Morrison, Faulkner, and Salinger. These are the writers from the American fiction. So that is why there are so many writers in British novel. That's why they told that everybody actually that British literature can give you only this topic solely can give you good score if you cover British literature only, because there are so many writers, whether it's from poetry, whether it's from drama, whether it's from novel or anything, literary criticism, literary theory, anything. So that's why it's important. Even after this, if they are not going to put much question or so many questions from British literature now, I'm suggesting you that do not miss this topic. Do not miss the British literature, everyone. Because English actually started from Britain. Anglo-Saxon people started living there, right? So it's very important. And Britishers were the people who brought English to India. So why we should miss this? At least for our knowledge. If we are a student of English literature, American fiction, you have we have discussed American fiction. Next, you have Indian English fiction, R.K. Narayan, Raja Rao, Anita Desai, Salman Rushdie, and Arundhati Roy. There are so many. These are the major ones that we cover and go to give the exam. Now you have world fiction, post-colonial, Chinua Achebe, Ngugi wa Thiong'o, Nadine Gordimer, Gabriel Garcia Marquez, Kazuo Ishiguro, and Jhumpa Lahiri. Diaspora writers were there including, so you have to remember everything. These are the major that we cover. Short story, in fiction we have short story also. Edgar Allan Poe, the father of detective. O. Henry, Catherine Mansfield, Mulk Raj Anand. And the technique of the novel that you all have to Be very careful about the stream of consciousness, unreliable narrator, magic realism, Bildungsroman, picaresque novel. There are so many, so you all have to remember. Techniques of fiction short stories. This video will help you, everyone. This video will help you to categorize everything. Drama you have, poetry you have, and the short story and novel. Technique is also divided. So watch till the end and do subscribe the channel. The lesser known topics that you have to cover from the fiction and short stories, experimental novels, B.S. Johnson and King. Feminist sci-fi and dystopia, Octavia Butler and John Russ. Graphic novels and speculative fiction. Magic realism across cultures, not just Marx or Rushdie, but everything. Indigenous writers you have Leslie Mormon Silko and Thomas King. Indigenous writers. Next you have a non-fictional prose. Do you tell me one thing? Do you really think that NTA will release its deep detail syllabus? It is. It will be possible only if all the students collectively go and or write email or do something like this, write the messages or tag NTA to change the. I think all the syllabus have their specific detailed syllabus apart from English only. So why this thing happen only with the English literature students? Why they have told us to cover drama, poetry, blah blah blah, and not they have given the specific detail that how much we have to cover from one single unit? Because I think they know that English literature students are so intelligent. They are intelligent enough to cover everything. I think so. What do you think? But I think they provide the detailed syllabus, especially because the student who appear for the first time, they are so confused. Even my experience was also not good, but I'm telling you, even in my first attempt, after just after my when I finished my master, I gave my first attempt and I got a good score. I was not happy with the score, but the people who were familiar about NTA, UGC, NET, everything, they when I shared my marks with them, they said that it is good with for the first attempt for the beginner. So then only I got little bit satisfied. In my first experience, I had full experience that what is NTA all about and what is UGC NET, what type of question. One thing I believe you will agree that whenever we study and then go to give exam, not any question we find it difficult. This is my experience, I'm telling. I love giving exams. If I'm familiar with topic now, I do not find any difficulty while solving any questions. I feel happy. Not full, but at least I know something about the topic. I have seen that writer, I have seen the topic, I have read about this, I have studied, I have go through everything. So that's why I at least become happy because I have familiarity about the subject or topics that I'm facing and seeing in exam question paper. So that's why I believe without studying, nobody can do anything. That's not possible. And going through overview, especially the exam that we all are having, is totally impossible. somehow you will be able to crack. This will be possible actually only if you will practice MCQs every day. In that sense, you have to prepare. If you're not let me tell you, if you're not studying any specific or unit wise topic, and you have covered or you are familiar about the basics of the concept, and after that if you are not going to study the unit that what is given here, so in that case the student who will crack the only way when they will solve MCQs every day, but that too with explanation. If you do not want to study deeply, going to the detailed, you have to solve MCQs with explanation every day. In and you have to make a target that every day you have to solve 200 questions. If your exam is going to happen in 6, 7, 8 months, then only this will be your target. 200, if you will multiply by 30, you will see solve the 6,000 question in a month. And not only solve, but you have to revise these. So you have to set your timetable accordingly. So by going this way, you can able to crack your net. MCQs with explanation. Because in one question there are year, writer, topic, so you can clear with explanation only while solving MCQs. This way can help you. This thing is for those students who do not want to do the in-depth study of unit wise. So in this way you will be able to prepare more than 15,000, 20,000, 25,000, 30,000 questions. This will be helpful for you only if you will do the regular on the regular basis and who want a quick job regular basis. So this is also a good way. So here you have non-fictional prose. I have taken so much your time, sorry. Classical essays you have non-fictional prose. Now you know biography, autobiography, travelogue, memoir, everything falls in non-fictional categories and prose. Classical essays you have Bacon, Edison, Steele, Montaigne. Classical essays can't miss. Modern essays you have Orwell, Huxley, Woolf, Russell. Modern essayist, non-fictional prose. Travel writing, Napol, Bruce, Chatwin. Autobiography you have autobiography and memoir. Gandhi, My Experiment with Truth. Nehru, Discovery of India. Ambedkar, Waiting for a Visa. Memoir, the incident that solely based on your memory that took place in past. Philosophical, political prose you have Burke, Thomas Paine and Marx. Literary journalism, Joan Didion and Gay Tellis. These are the topics in the Unit 4 non-fictional prose that you should not miss anyhow, and the lesser known early travelogues and diaries, Lady Mary Wortley and Montague. Post-structuralist essay you have Barnes, Baudrillard. Transcendentalist you have Thoreau and Fuller. Obscure autobiographical prose from marginalized voices. These are also highlight and hot topic these days for NTA. Marginalized diaspora, Dalit writers. This is what they are asking, focusing on the lesser known topics not highlighted. Next, you have Unit 5 History of English Language and Structure. History of English language and structure. I have divided my own unit, so you all have to be very careful. Old English, Middle English, Early Modern English, Old English, everybody. Beowulf, Chaucer, Shakespeare, and Modern English post 1800 onwards. What topic you are covering? History of English language and structure. How English formed. Language structure you have phonetics and phonology, very, very important. Morphology, that is morphemes, inflection, derivation, syntax, phrases, clauses, SVO, semantics, you have denotation, connotation, semantic field. Pragmatics, you have speech acts, implicature. These are very, very important. 1, 2 questions they put in matching or chronology or give one liner, and that's become so confusing. Language structure, how language form. Language varieties, dialect, sociolect, idolect, Pidgin, Creole, code switching, bilingualism. These are the language varieties, how language form, what are the variations in language. Focus areas you have in this unit, in-depth sound changes. For example, Grimm's law, great vowel shift, dialectology, Cockney, Gordy received pronunciation, social linguistics and world Englishes. Indian English varieties you have a syntactic and lexical innovations. Focus areas that you have to do in English language and its a structure. How language form. Basics of language structure, language formation, that is the linguist you have to cover. My writing is getting good while writing with finger, right? And two history I told you to cover. Indian English history and history of English literature, in which everything falls. And third thing, linguistics, linguists. Next one you have everybody, English language teaching ELT, hot topic. Now these days you all have to remember grammar, translation, audiolingual, communicative language. These are the modern topics you can say that they are covering. Teaching CLT, TPR and ellipticism. English language teaching you have to cover from the perspective of using AI in how technology is affecting teaching English. Teaching of in skills, teaching of skills you have listening, speaking, reading, writing, integrated skills. They are asking anything. Materials and syllabus design, English for specific purposes, task-based learning. Assessment and evaluation, you have evaluation, testing, that is formative and summative. Paper 1 question, we found such questions in paper 1. Objective versus subjective testing, Bloom's taxonomy. ICT in ELT, call, mall, use of AI tools in teaching English. How technologies AI are affecting our teaching method, and by which tool we are having easier method or easier way to teach the student, whether it's online mode or offline mode, everything. So this is all you have to know, must know. Topic that you should not miss, advanced testing models, closed test, backwash effect, digital pedagogy, AI and ELT, AI in ELT, in teaching, how AI is affecting. Everybody is going through AI. So that's why NTA thought that let's check how students are familiar about AI. So that is why they are giving this. SLA theory is Krashen, Long, Swain, deeply applied. This theory you have to remember. Action research in classrooms. Next one you have literary criticism. Very, very important topic. But you have to cover from classical. Plato, Aristotle, Horace. Neoclassical you have Dryden, Johnson. Romantic you have Wordsworth, College. There are so many. These are the major one. Victorian to early 20th century. Don't worry, do subscribe the channel. I will cover the minor one or only after releasing the key answer keys. We will analyze the how which type of minor writers the NT covered in June exam, so that even the smarter student got confused. Victorian to early 20th century, Arnold Elliott, I. A. Richard, F. R. Lewis. Indian aesthetics you have Bharat's Natya Shastra, Rasa, Dhwani, Vakruti, Auchitya. There are so many. Natya Shastra, Rasa theory, Dhwani theory, Dhwanya Lok, Shivendra, Auchitya theory, everything. One or two questions they give on Rig Ved, the four Vedas. This type of question earlier were supposed to be in paper one related to Rigved or such type of questions majorly, but now they are giving in paper two. Topic that you have to focus in Sanskrit aesthetics versus Western criticism. They are giving the questions. Detailed analysis of I.A. Richards, Clint Brooks, Levi's, Schlegel brothers, Longinus, and lesser taught critics from literary criticism. Now you have literary theory, not just literary theory, everybody. What is happening? Not just literary theory, but literary theory post World War II, pre and post World War. Got it? So here you have structuralism and semiotics, Saussure, Chomsky, Claude Lévi-Strauss, Roland Barthes, post-structuralism and deconstruction, Derrida, Foucault, Lacan. Marxism you have Karl Marx, Antonio Gramsci, Althusser, Eagleton. Feminism you have Simone de Beauvoir, Ellen Scholter, Helen Zios, and Virginia Woolf. These are the major one we all know, but we have to find out the minor that are becoming a trouble for us. Actually, it is. It was, what can I say? I actually extremely sorry, but everybody was getting happy that they have prepared well, but it's like you have heard the saying of elephant and ant, right? How huge he is and how small it is. So this is what happened in this exam actually. The question was majorly based on and the minor ones, and we have covered the elephant, the major one. So how ant became a troublesome for people or any animal. This is what happened. It's a joke, so do not take seriously, everybody. Next, you have post-colonialism. Edward said, "Death is Spivak, Homi Bhabha, New Historicism, Eco-criticism, Queer theory, Disability, Negritude." There are so many. Can't miss. Topic that you have to focus in this unit: affect theory, Eve Sedgwick, Thing theory, Frankfurt School, Benjamin Adorno Horkheimer, biopolitics and Foucault's late ideas, queer theory, ecofeminism, cyber theory, subaltern studies and Dalit aesthetics. Very, very important. Actually, why we not start our preparation with the by covering the minor ones from each unit? Next, you have everybody cultural studies. So, in foundation, you have to cover Raymond Williams, Stuart Hall, Richard Hogarth. Concepts, ideology, hegemony, power, identity, everything. Topics you have here: mass culture, subculture, media studies, diaspora, globalization, multiculturalism, and in gender, race, ethnicity, Judith Butler, Bell Hooks, Cornel West. Topics to focus in this unit you have visual culture and performance theory, race and representation, Stuart Hall, media theory, Baudrillard's hyperreality and Debord's spectacle, intersectionality and posthumanism, posthumanism or posthumanism. Topic that you must focus in this unit. Now you have literary terms, movements and genres research. Literary terms you have metaphor, irony, allegory, paradox, symbolism, intertextuality, and there are so many. So many. Literary terms, the final unit. Movements you have Renaissance, Neoclassicism, Romanticism, Realism, Naturalism, Modernism, Postmodernism. Then you have genres: fiction, drama, poetry, biography, satire, epic, Bildungsroman, Gothic. Genres. Research methodology you have types of research: qualitative, quantitative, descriptive, analytical, tools, survey, questionnaire, interviews. Citation styles you have MLA, APA, and Chicago. Plagiarism you have ethical writing, hypothesis, and literature review. Research methodology. Not to miss topic or lesser known topics. Literary terms: zygma, anacoluthon, anagnorisis. Obscure moments you have pre-Raphaelites, Black Mountain poets. Recent citation styles APA 7 and MLA 9. New publication ethics you have AI in research writing. They are asking now everything, each and every topic that I have prepared. It took so much time. I was thinking that how can I help my students? That's why I was not sharing post after the last one. Before that, I started preparing this when after 27 you can understand like this. When the exam was over, after experiencing your feedback, your response, your experience. So these are the topics, everybody, from each unit. This was actually the breakdown of unit wise from each of the topic that you all have to cover. And also I have prepared, if you want to get the PDF, I have prepared the December plan, that how you can cover all these by breaking them into a weekly planner, that how many topics you can cover in a week, 1 week or 2 week. It will take it's for your schedule, how much you are free. So I have prepared that schedule also, but I'm trying to prepare something else. I will post later, each after each, everything, so that we can get familiar about the basic things, syllabus, the detailed syllabus, and then we will start preparing and learning, studying for the December cycle. So I hope you do understand, and I have not reminded you many times that you have to subscribe the channel, but I'm telling you now that what you have to do at the end of the video, Yes, you got it right. Do subscribe the channel and like is must. Subscribe and share to more and more student everybody. And if you want the class PDF and notes, simply you can join the TG, that is Telegram channel. The link is given in bio and descriptions. Go there and join Telegram. I will share, if I forget to share any notes or PDF from the related class on YouTube, you can remind me. Thank you so much for watching. Not have to do anything, just start preparing for the December, okay? So do not think that when the form will release, you will start, fill the form and then start preparing. No, start preparing right now. I have shared the details of the video. You can suppose that NTA has shared this. So go to the deep level of detailing of this unit-wise breakdown and start preparing now. Thank you so much for watching. Do subscribe the channel, like the session and take care of yourself. That is the most important thing. And bye-bye.